in an Oval Office address comes Tuesday night in prime time. So what exactly are Americans saying about the Gulf disaster? Frank Luntz is the pollster and president of Word Doctors. Frank, hello to you out in Las Vegas. You got a group together. I want to know who was in the group, and when we watch the following clip, what do we focus on that tape?
Well, we had 28 people from the New Orleans area, and what's important about this is that we've been hearing public opinion from all across the country, but so little from the people who are directly affected. And what they had to say surprised me. These are people who are mad at BP, who are frustrated with Barack Obama, and yet still support the drilling of oil there because economically it's so important. So what you're about to see is we dial two clips. They hold devices about the size of a remote control, and they turn it up or down based on whether they agree or disagree. This first clip is Barack Obama talking on the Today Show about what he's going to do to the people who are responsible. The red line represents Republicans, the green line represents Democrats, and boy, did they have a different reaction to what Barack Obama said. Let's take a look.
I was down there a month ago, before most of these talking heads were even paying attention to the Gulf. A month ago, I was meeting with fishermen down there, standing in the rain, talking about what a potential crisis this could be. And I don't sit around just talking to experts because this is a college seminar. We talk to these folks because they potentially had the best answers, so I know who's asked to kick, right? So, you know, this is not theater. Most of the decisions that I make on a day-to-day basis, I make because I have gathered the best information possible in very difficult situations.
So when the butt-kicking line came in, they went separate ways. I just want to emphasize this. These are people from Louisiana in your group, right?
Correct. And the Obama voters liked the language because they thought it demonstrated intensity and a commitment to fix it. And the McCain voters in the group said, this is theater. He's doing exactly what he claims he's not. And this is what's important. When it comes to crises like this, there are no Republicans. There are no Democrats. We're all Americans. And so to have that kind of partisan divide should be very worrying to the White House at this point.
The other thing you found is that these people still support drilling. And we've heard that from politicians on both sides of the Gulf states, Republican or Democrat. One more clip here. This is an advertisement for BP and features the CEO. Many of viewers have probably seen the commercial. It runs day and night all over the screen, cable and broadcast. What do we see, Frank?
Well, you're going to see a very slow reaction to it, much slower than the people who paid for that would appreciate. And I'm going to tell you after you watch just how divisive this ad ended up becoming. Let's take a look.
The Gulf spill is a tragedy that never should have happened. I'm Tony Hayward. BP has taken full responsibility for cleaning up the spill in the Gulf. We've helped organise the largest environmental response in this country's history. More than 2 million feet of boom, 30 planes and over 1,300 boats are working to protect the shoreline. Where oil reaches the shore, thousands of people are ready to clean it up. We will honour all legitimate claims, and our clean-up efforts will not come at any cost to taxpayers. To those affected and your families, I'm deeply sorry. The Gulf is home to thousands of BP employees, and we all feel the impact. To all the volunteers and for the strong support of the government, thank you.
He made a comeback at the end, but both of those lines are really near the bottom. Well, when he said the word sorry, both ticked up.
You understand it because that's what they're waiting for. But when we do this, the typical ad scores somewhere between about a 40 and a 50. It never gets there among anybody. Now, I tell you, as someone who creates language like this, that I don't know how I could have done better words. The words of the ad are about as effective as it could be. But when those participants found out that BP was spending millions of dollars putting out this ad at a time when they couldn't solve the challenge in the Gulf, whoever decided to run this ad ought to be fired, Bill. And I know exactly what I'm saying. When the public sees this ad, it makes them angrier at BP that they would spend money for public relations at a time when the oil continues to spill, at a time when the politicians can't seem to get it done. It's the right language at the wrong time, and it's the wrong strategy.
Frank Luntz from Las Vegas today. Frank, thank you. Good.
Pleasure.